I want to show you how versatile potatoes can be by using them to make pancakes. This is a lovely pancake recipe served with smoked salmon, crème fraiche. I'm going to serve it on a little salad. So for the potatoes, I like to use these charisma potatoes. They've got a gorgeous yellow flesh and a really thin skin. Place the potatoes into some cold water, just tap water, and then bring it up to the boil. These are quite small. They're only going to take 10 to 15 minutes from the boiling point. You want to make sure that they're tender all the way through, so just pierce them with a skewer, and if it goes through easily, you'll know that they're ready. Once they're cooked, take them out of the water and just let them air dry, just like I've done here. Now you can see how thin the skins are, so they peel really easily. Now I'm going to use these potatoes for mash, but you can just see how perfect they are as is. Lovely, slightly waxy. You could just serve this next to a piece of fish and they would just be great. And I'll grab myself a ricer. If you don't have one of these, don't worry, you can just mash this with a masher or just with a fork is fine. So one at a time, we'll just pop that through. I like to do this because we get that really fluffy consistency after popping it through a ricer. And you can get this from any good homeware store. All right, scrape that off. So to this, I'm going to add some milk, and with a fork, I'll just mash that, just to puree slightly. Now for the batter component. So I'm using 3 egg whites and 1 whole egg. We'll add that to our mixture. You can even transfer over now to a whisk. Just incorporate that. And then we need to season, so a good pinch of salt. Potatoes love their salt, so a good pinch of salt and some pepper. You could also add some nutmeg at this stage if you like. And finally our flour. Now we want that lift because the potato is quite heavy, so I like to use some self-raising flour. We need about 1/3 of a cup of the self-raising flour. And at this stage we just want to be quite gentle with it. Incorporate that flour. All right, that is looking spot on. So we need to heat our pan, and you could use butter for this, but I like to use some olive oil. It just gives me a little bit more control when I'm frying the pancake so they don't burn too much. Swirl the pan around, and then using a dessert spoon, I'm going to add a generous dollop just to make medium-sized ones. Look, you can make little pikelets out of this too. It's completely up to you how big or how small the pancakes are. So I'll cook these for about a minute or so on each side, or until it's completely cooked all the way through and a lovely golden colour. And then we're going to make a really nice sauce to go with it. I'm so impressed with how these have turned out. Look how fluffy they are, just perfect. So I'm just going to place this onto a plate just to cool down slightly while we prepare our sauce. Turn the heat off. And the sauce is very simple, a combination of crème fraiche, or you could use sour cream if you like, generous dollop into a bowl. Classic flavours that go with smoked salmon and potatoes, some lemon zest. I'm not using the juice here. I'll use the juice to dress the lettuce leaves. Okay. And a good hit of dill. Scrunch it all together and I'll finally chop it. You could use some tarragon for this, parsley, chives work really well. I just love that aniseed flavour. Okay, into the bowl. And as always, a little seasoning of salt. And I'll just grab a spoon just to give that a quick mix. It's ready to go. Okay, some Mesclun salad leaves. Just giving them a really good wash, and we'll just make a little bed out of them. A wedge of lemon. Squeeze that over the top to dress it. Always dress your lettuce leaves. And olive oil too, over the top. And now for our gorgeous pancakes. Depending on how hungry you are, you can add 1 or 2. I'm going to add 3. Very hungry. and some smoked salmon, 2 pieces of salmon, and a generous dollop of the crème fraiche over the top. Oh, look at that. If you like, a little more olive oil. And because I have so much dill, a lovely little sprig can go on top. So there you have it, another way of using spuds. Yes, they're fantastic, boiled or roasted, but if you've got some mashed potato, use it up by making these pancakes. They are outstanding, a fantastic bit of a posh lunch right there, or a dinner, why not?